Okay, I'll do one too. Everybody's making videos about this 42% of black women unmarried thing, so I guess I gotta do one too. However, since so many videos have been made about it, I'm gonna try to say some stuff that I haven't heard anyone else say. So here goes. A1A. Guys, we gotta start looking at things scientifically. Someone who looks at things scientifically is gonna seek to put things into context. Okay, they present the statistic that 42% of black women have never been married. Okay, that's fine. But since black women overwhelmingly deal with black men when it comes to relationships, dating, and marriage, then shouldn't they also include a statistic that tells how many black men have never been married? I found several different articles over the years about black marriage statistics. I'll try to find a link and post them in the sidebar. But anyway, I found two articles. One said that like 41% of black men hadn't been married, and one said 43%. I don't know which one is truer, and they probably from two different years. But anyway, the percentage of black men who have never been married is about the same as black women. Now, granted, there are more black women than black men, but still, the percentages are still very close to each other. I had this sort of discussion on my old account with Sergeant Willie Pete. In this case, we were talking about the 70% of black women are single thing, and I had a statistic somewhere that said like 60-something% of black men were single. So then I brought that up to him, and then he said, well, we, meaning black men, we're single by choice. You're single because you can't find men to marry you. And I was like, hello, if black men are saying they don't want to be married, then the women who primarily deal with them are not going to get married. You can't make a man marry you. But anyway, if we just look at the statistics of who hasn't been married, and black men are saying, well, we don't want to be married, then that settles it. We don't need to go into who's in jail and who ain't got a high school diploma and who's with white women and all that crap. So ask yourselves, why did they omit, and it wasn't a oops, we forgot, why did they purposely omit the percentage of black men who have never been married? They took the time to compare black women to white women, so why wouldn't they just go ahead and compare them to black men, the people who they actually get involved with? Next point. A lot of people have brought up the fact that that video did not make black men look good. And that's the truth. A lot less people have said that it also makes black women look bad. And that is the truth, except for the reason that I've heard people saying that it makes black women look bad is indirect. People were saying things like, well, if they make black men look bad, then that automatically makes black women look bad because we both got the same skin color. And also because black men come from black women. And that's true, but actually this video directly makes black women look bad. Now, it may be hard for some black women to see this because they had a whole bunch of positive statistics in there, but that just makes the slap in the face all that much sweeter. See, back in the day before integration and civil rights and all that shit, it didn't matter how talented, how smart, how beautiful, how creative, how good, how wise, how that a black person was, they weren't allowed in certain places. It didn't fucking matter. You could be the best person in the world, but if it said white only, your black ass wasn't getting up in there. Except maybe to clean the floors or perform on stage, and then after you perform, you get your ass out of the establishment. Black women, this is the modern day version of that ideology. It doesn't matter how beautiful you are or successful you are, you're still unwanted. Oh, and by the way, the male children that you produce are fuck-ups. You know what this video was like for black women? It's like someone handing you a delicious looking sundae and you drink it and then you find out there's a bug in the bottom of it. Oh, you thought we were complimenting you? Oh, no, we were shitting on you. Ha, sucker! Now, let me explain to you why they go after the sexes differently. It's because what makes the sexes feel powerless is two different things. Men are judged more on what they accomplish and what they do, while women, unfortunately, a lot of times are judged largely on their looks, or how desirable they are. The ultimate test of whether or not you're desirable is if you can find someone else to marry or at least be with. If you're a woman and you go through life and you don't have any children and you never get married, people are gonna wonder what's wrong with you. They may not say it to your face, but they're gonna wonder. And that's why they have sayings like old maid and stuff like that. There's no old maid equivalent for men. If men go through life and they don't have any kids or a wife, people are gonna assume that was by choice. It's taken for granted that a man can find a woman. A woman can choose to get an education. She can choose to be successful. She can choose to accomplish this or that. But to be a wife, she must be chosen. And if you don't get chosen, or if you're not being chosen, then that's just one more way they can get at you and try and make you feel bad about yourself. If they can't get you on T&B stuff like welfare queen, single mother, 5 kids, 6 different daddies, stuff like that, then they have to get at you another way. Yeah, you're highly successful, you did all this stuff, but nobody wants you. The worst thing about this is these black women who are accomplishing all this stuff, whose genes we need the most, they're not having children. So all this knowledge, all this stuff that they earn dies with them. Now, how do they go after the men? Like I said before, it's just taken for granted that a man can get a woman. And a man who has never been married, it's going to be assumed that he didn't get married by choice. And a man who doesn't have children, it's going to be assumed that he's either sterile or he chose not to have children. Also, like I said before, roughly the same percentage of black men have never been married, so why aren't they making videos about that? Because men don't care about that. A lot of men out there, if they can get all the benefits of being married without actually having to be married, they'll opt for not being married. But anyway, they'll say, okay black man, so you got pussy. Any man can get pussy. What have you accomplished? See, men are judged on what they do, their actions. How much money do you make? What companies did you build? How much power do you have? See, you can have all the women you want in the world, but there's no such thing as fucking your way to the top when you're a man. Having women cannot give you power. I don't care how many of them you lay down with. Men leave their mark on the world with their power. He ran this, he owned this, he was the president of this. And when you have power, the women are going to come with that, so you don't even have to worry about that. Women leave their mark on the world, and this is changing now. They leave their mark on the world with their children. So let's recap. We've got men with no power and the most capable women with no children. Game over. Black women, here's a hint for you, and I'm serious about this. If you ever see a news story that makes black men look bad, just take it for granted that it's making you look bad too. Even if you can't see how it's making you look bad, just trust me. Even if the only way that you can tie it back to black women is that black men come from black women and there's nothing else said about black women, then trust me, it's making you as a black woman look bad too. No black woman should be happy about this story. Now, yes, a lot of things that were said in that story were true, but the overall theme of the story didn't make any black people look good, male or female. Next point, some black men and black women were calling the women who were featured in that story sellouts. This is something I covered in my Don't Let the Blackface Fool You video. Don't focus on the sellouts. If ABC wants to do a story on single black women, it will keep looking until it finds some single black women who are willing to go on camera. If it can't find any who will do it for free, they will pay them. Also, some black men were saying, well, see, black women can't wait to get on TV and bash black men. Okay, how do you know that these are the first women they asked? They may have asked 1,000 women before those women, they all said no. You don't know that, so don't assume things. You don't know how long that story was in the making, you just see the end result. The last point I want to make is a point I made in my We Prefer to See Interracial Relationships video. Some people are asking, why do they keep making stories like this? Because people keep watching it. Look at all the buzz that's been created over this one little short clip of video. They made this video because you wanted to see it. I didn't say you liked it, I said you wanted to see it. And you wanted to talk about it and make videos about it and blog about it and whatever else about it. So this is why they keep making videos like this, because it gets such a good response. And by good, I don't mean positive, I mean good as in a lot of responses. And this concludes my 42% of black women have never been married video.